Hi friends and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a rant video. I dare to say unique beauty is the new commodity because we've been seeing this trend going on and on for a while now. People going from what seems to be more of a dramatic, plastic, baddie aesthetic look into a more natural look, leaning into their natural features. And natural hair is a crucial part of that trend. And we're going to talk about natural hair later on in this video. People have been bringing back freckles, fake freckles because now it's more attractive. Red hair is now hot. High cheekbone, afro hair, especially Asian community, is booming at the moment. Big lips, which is a very common West African features, is now something that everyone wants to have. It wasn't cool in the past, but hey, big lips is in now. Big, plumpy, voluptuous lips. And I believe we're going to see this natural aesthetic trend going on for a while. As you know, celebrities are constantly going to get enhancements done, and we've been seeing this plastic surgeries looking more natural these days. People want, a smaller change, a smaller tweak instead of something more dramatic, instead of something big like we used to say in the past. And of course, companies are keen into this because there is more demand for diversity in terms of the products that companies are putting out and in terms of their marketing strategy. We want to see more diversity. We want to see something real, something realistic, something relatable. So I think since the pandemic, people have been, gearing towards more of relatability and vulnerability and just something more natural aesthetic. But even as this trend has been rising for a while, it's still progressing at a very slow rate because right now everyone still wants to look the same. Well, not everyone, but most people still want to look the same. People want to smell the same. People want to have the same aesthetic. I mean, if you don't belong to the clean girl aesthetic, then you must belong to the beige mom aesthetic or the cottage core or the old money aesthetic, the princess girl aesthetic, and so on and so forth. At this point, the list is endless. And if you do not belong to one of this aesthetic, you must be weird or living under the rock or just plain boring. It's not like I'm against aesthetic. I feel like it can be a good guide into, exploring new style which matches well with your personality, especially for younger people, but it's often unrealistic and very superficial. Take, for example, the baddie aesthetic, which has been notorious for this, very dramatic body enhancements, including very long nails, full dramatic lashes, big dramatic BBLs, all those things that you would see and it would just call attention to you. Baddie aesthetic gets a lot of bad reputation, but at the end of the day, baddie aesthetic is mostly for a group of people. It caters to what they are trying to present as, which is mostly like people that want to call attention to their bodies because that's their selling point, right? So if you are not trying to call attention to your body as your selling point and you think the baddie aesthetic is going to make you look good, obviously that isn't complimenting you the way you think it is complimenting you, and people are beginning to realize that. That's why they are leaning more into a natural aesthetic, into more of their natural features. For example, if I'm a stripper and I want to call attention to myself, obviously the baddie aesthetic would suit well for me because I'm going to have this dramatic look. My BBL is going to be huge. The clothes I'm going to put on are going to, really emphasize my shape, very tight, very provocative, just to call that attention to my body because that is my business. And I'm not here to judge anyone, but if you are not in that line of business and you are tuning into that aesthetic, you might be doing yourself a disservice. Although I think the baddie aesthetic has some positive sides to it in terms of women liberation and confidence, but confidence doesn't always have to be so provocative, so naked. When it comes to the natural beauty aesthetic, I'm hoping that this is going to last longer, at least longer than a decade, because, with trends these days, it lasts about 2 business days. So I don't know if this is just another trend or people in general are going to be moving more towards natural changes, natural enhancements to their bodies. Yes, plastic surgeries are being done. Yes, people are getting their butt lift, they are getting their boob enhancements, but they are going for smaller sizes which wouldn't look too obvious and will complement their shape really well instead of going for a very big dramatic size. Now let's talk more about natural hair. Look, natural hair is part of the new commodity. I mean, when I saw Riri came out with her natural hair, I was like, okay. I'm like, okay, like all the comment sessions literally went loose. Now, I'm not so active on social media. I'm not even on social media right now, but even on YouTube, this YouTube streets, we could see the comments, we could see the videos, and people, had a lot to say. Natural hair is definitely making a comeback. People are coming out to style Afro hair more. People are coming out to promote natural hair more. And for people that think that natural hair movement failed, it did not fail. And I can make a different video addressing that. But we've been seeing even celebrities trying to have a slice of the natural hair pie, from Taraji Henson releasing a hair care line, to Patterns by Tracy Ellis, to Beyonce, which is also a hair care line. Not necessarily catering to Afro hair, but also not excluding Afro hair. And we also have Rihanna with our new Fenty hair line. These celebrities have been dropping more of hair care products, catering to more of people's natural hair, not necessarily extensions, not necessarily dropping hair, hair braiding hair or wigs or hair extensions in general, but more of what can we do to take care of our natural hair and wear more of our natural hair and promote more of our natural hair, which is textured hair for us Black women. It almost seems like these celebrities have a common business coach that is giving them all this advice, like, if you want to make money now, just go into the hair care industry. That's where the money lies. And I think we're still going to keep seeing that trend going on. Celebrities coming up with their own hair care line. It's here to stay, because natural hair industry in general is hot cake. I mean, for celebrities that have been wearing their natural hair, people like Viola Davis, if she comes up with a new natural hair care line, nobody's going to question that. It will be so relatable because, hey, she's been wearing a natural hair for years now. But in case of Rihanna, it just doesn't really fit into the category. There's a little bit of mismatch there, because Rihanna wears a lot of wigs. But hey, I'm a big fan, so we're going to support regardless. I personally think she's getting exactly what she wanted in terms of all the attention around her exposing her natural hair, because that looked more like a marketing stunt to me. Why would you launch a hair care line wearing wigs, and then when people start backlashing you go straight to show off your natural hair? It's very calculated. It's strategic. There's nothing weird or strange, or there's nothing, it's very much calculated. Let's just clarify that. Now, back to what we were saying in terms of unique beauty. Like I said, things that are features that we didn't necessarily embrace in the past, or we felt like they made us different, they weren't really considered pretty, is now coming to the forefront. As we know, one thing about beauty is it's going to keep revolving. What was trending 30 years ago is not what is exactly trending nowadays. For me, my goal in this video is to help you see that embracing your unique features can actually be your pretty privilege. Yes, I've talked about this before in my previous video about your natural hair being your pretty privilege, but it's not just your natural hair. Natural hair is a huge part of us as Black women, because that is one distinguishing feature about us. The first thing you're going to see that distinguishes you as a Black woman is your skin and your hair. Your natural hair. And these things are constantly being scrutinized. These things are constantly being, covered up. I've talked about bleaching in my previous video, which you guys can check out. How we always want to be anti-Black. We always want to go away from what makes us unique, what our unique features are, our big nose, our big lips. I mean, not every Black person has these features, but I'm talking about the cultural, ethnical, the general features that a lot of Black people share in common, especially with type 4 hair. As human beings, we are creatures just like other creatures. Well, we have hierarchy, but think about plants. If they all looked the same, if they all smelt the same, if they all were exactly alike, what's the beauty? What's the diversity in that? There's no beauty, there's no diversity in that. Same with animals. Animals can't all look the same. They can't all smell the same. They can't all act the same. And it's the same with us as human beings. And I feel like we emphasize a lot on beauty standards online. Yes, because the media and urbanization in general, the fact that in this generation, we get to learn a lot of things from the screen, that really shapes us. It really shapes our sense of beauty. It really shapes our identity. And I feel like because of that, we focus a lot about the beauty standards, about the Eurocentric beauty standards. Because in real life, IRL, people are so different. Not so many people fall into the beauty standard and they are fine. But because of media and globalization, the fact that we see so many things on the internet every single day, it has significantly impacted, our image. Because if you're constantly scrolling through TikTok or Instagram for a hot minute and you're seeing everyone doing, oh, I just went for my nose job today, or I just went for a Botox tomorrow, with the filters, it just makes you feel like, maybe there's something missing with me. I need to get something done. I didn't actually even know that I had, a big lips. Maybe I want to adjust my lips or lift my face. And because the West really controls, the majority of the media, Eurocentric beauty features are also constantly being marketed to us. But the positive side in all of that is that people are clamoring for diversity because we're all tired of seeing exactly the same kind of models, the same face. People are clamoring for diversity, so there is more access to, seeing people of different shapes and sizes and colors and features displayed, even though we are not where we want to be, but there is more of that. And it can only get better when we keep talking about it, when we keep bringing it to the forefront, when we keep representing ourselves, when we are not trying to constantly conceal our textured hair, or when we are not trying to constantly bleach our skin, and when we are not trying to constantly cut ourselves into different shapes, because that is the new beauty trend. We need to become our own standard of beauty, and in order to do that, you need to limit your media influence. It doesn't mean that you cannot consume media, but you need to be able to filter through what you see and apply what belongs to you and discard what doesn't, because the media often perpetuates unrealistic and homogenized beauty standards. So it's important to take control of your media consumption. Beauty honestly is something very intrinsic. It's a positive value. It's something pleasurable, something attractive. It's something that is multifaceted. Beauty is different across different cultures and ethnic backgrounds and philosophical views in life. It's personal taste, personal preference. And the more we embrace our unique features, the more we can tap into our own pretty privilege. Let's talk about marketing a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. In marketing, there's this thing called unique selling proposition, your unique selling points, USP, which is one of the most important things you need to do as a business person. You need to identify this thing, and it will help you filter through, the dirt. It will help you filter through what is yours and what's not. It will make it easier for you and help you stand out in the crowd. USP is a marketing strategy that helps you inform your customers on how your brand or your products is superior to your other competitors. Now, it reminds you that you're not everything to everyone. You have to be selective. Let's apply this to ourselves. Becoming your own standard of beauty is very important because you need to understand your unique features and accept them, being comfortable with them, being confident with these features, which makes you stand out in the crowd because you're not trying to appeal to everyone. You're not trying to be accepted by everyone. It feels good to be validated, but at the end of the day, you are not everything to everyone, and it's okay. Now, in terms of being superior to your competitor, that's in the business realm, not in this context here. When it comes to your beauty and being your own standard of beauty, it's not a competition because everyone's different. So you can't be the most beautiful person in the world. You can't, no matter how beautiful you are, you can never be the most beautiful person in the world. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at people with their different features, compare an African woman to a South American woman, they have different shapes, different colors. And why would we not celebrate that? Why would we not celebrate these differences? Why would we want everyone to look like Kim Kardashian? Why would we want everyone to have the same shape and to have the same size? Not everyone's gonna have a chiseled jawline or a very slim face, slim nose, have their buccal fat removed, and these days get some salmon sperm injection for a facial. Man, we'll do anything to get a radiant skin. We'll do anything to be more beautiful these days. I don't even know where the cosmetic industry is leading us to, but it's looking weird. Salmon sperm? Definitely weird. Anyway, when we talk about beauty, unique beauty, we talk about pretty privilege, because at the end of the day, what is unique, what is different can be your pretty privilege. And I've talked more about pretty privilege in this video. I've talked more about natural aesthetic, beauty, embracing your own self. In fact, if you haven't seen my other videos, you definitely want to check them out. And if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts down below. I think I just wanted to come here today to rant, and that is exactly what I did. Let me know your thoughts thoughts on unique beauty, especially as Black women. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, keep shining. Bye.